So, to be the last one is not always the fun, but I would like to make it a show so you understand what we are doing. So, I was going to start directly. First of all, you might think that why are we called Precise Biometrics? We are an old company since 1997 doing fingerprint algorithms for the world. Right now, our main focus is actually doing algorithms for the mobile solution. So many of you today, hopefully, have a phone where our software is, so you can open up the mobile phone. So this is our main, how should I say, direction we have had for a long time. Being very good in biometrics doesn't mean you only do one modality. You can do a lot of them. So we discovered that things are happening in the world. Digitalization, identity, stuff like that. So we said we need to attack the digital identity. And to do so, we know how long time it takes to become one of the best in biometrics. And we said, we don't have time to do this once again. So let's look who is really good in doing other modalities. And that's where Jan came in and Innovatrics. That's why we have a very good collaboration with them. Before I start discussing also all the details, is that the collaboration we have in Innovatrics is very special. We actually go, how should I say, under the skin of DOT, where we actually can get modules on how to integrate our solution. So we don't look at the DOT as is. We actually go under the biometrics engine and check what kind of modules can we utilize for our use cases instead of getting the DOT directly. To do that, you need to understand biometrics, and that's why we can do it. It's not only APIs. Okay, so I'm used to this,
impressed.
so you understand. So I'm Sarandis. I'm head of sales in Unique. Unique is a product which we actually handle the, how should I say, a very seamless and secure access into a real estate or building. Our belief is that one day, physical and digital access will be handled the same way. We don't see that today, but it will. I mean, today we have username, passwords, we have access card. We always have something that will let you know who you are. And this has been on since ancient Greeks. You know, jewels, tattoos, always something else. And the funny thing, we all have the best traces in our face, in our voice, in how we move. So we don't need any objects to identify who I am. It's all about having the technology handling this. So we had a really huge case, as you see here, with a customer in the northern part of Sweden. We can take the next slide so you can see the text. And this big customer, they wanted to build temporary modular buildings. These buildings will handle about 1,000 people living there, craftsmanship, that will build a construction of a big battery power plant. I will not say the name, but you will understand what this is. These people will have a retention of maybe once every 3 months they change. So you can imagine how much key distribution there has been. So we had the great collaboration with this customer where they told us, guys, we want to have a keyless system. We don't want access cards. We don't want keys. We want people to come in and out we don't have people to be there all the time. And secondly, can you please make a solution that can go from a booking system into a lock opens the specific door for the right person. And this is what we have had as a goal to achieve. Before doing that, this customer actually had a traditional, how should I say, reception. They had like 3-4 persons only handling the key distribution. People, they came every Sunday. It could be like, I'm not kidding, 300 people standing in the line and just waiting to get the key for the room. And that meant a lot of turnover time that was useless and everybody was waiting because they had to get the access to go to the power plant and start working. The other thing is, a lot of people forgot to leave the key when they went home. And you should remember, 1,000 people means they are coming from all around the world, which means native app in a mobile phone is big no. There's no way people will download an app to do this. So everything is done with web application methods, which means you get a link and you get registered, which I will explain more. So the biggest hassles for them was distribution of keys, handling all the customers when they're going to check in, and also they forgot to give the key back to the reception.
Sounds like my hotel experience.
Exactly. So this is like a hotel, but it's not like all these beautiful buildings we see. So we found a blue ocean. It's temporary buildings, and they exist everywhere around the world. But most of us, we only see these static buildings and believe this is where the business is. Business is usually where you cannot see it, and this is where it is. For us, this is the use case we had. A person gets booked into a room by a person and says that you, Robert, will be in room number 117, whatever, between that date to that day. A link is sent to the user to take a selfie. That's all. Take a selfie. And that technology then is, of course, with collaboration with Innovatrics. So inside this rig, which consists of 45 rooms, we have 3 cameras. One for the entrance, and 1 camera controlling all 22 doors for first floor, and 1 camera for all the second floor. Which means we integrated our solution towards a booking system. We did it towards the wireless locks. So everybody that got a room got automatic check-in, got a digital key to open the door, and got access between one date to another. This is usually, you can see this. Going home after they have been working. Stop the movie maybe. Hopefully it will not. Okay, so is it possible to stop the movie? Just click. Thank you. So we have like 44 single rooms, people entering in and out, around 6,000 opening per day when it's peaked. Until now, we have calculated that we have opened about 3 million times since we started this project, only with this big customer. And we have like 20 rigs up in the northern of Sweden. So for us, what we could deliver to the customer was actually a cost-efficient way to handle all these people. There is only one person today handling 1,000 rooms for the key distribution. Of course, there should be someone if something will pop up, but instead of having like 3-4 persons, they could reduce the manpower to do this. So our work has been that take the strengths of Innovatrics, which has a very beautiful algorithm for face recognition, and add all our biometric knowledge around it, so we can get a solution from end to end. As you know, we are from south of Sweden, in Lund, where system architecture, where to do complex solutions like cloud, app, and hardware, we have done since 1990, because that's where Ericsson did the mobile phones. So this is a big competent area to do this. And I'm proud to say there are 2 companies that really understand biometrics. It's not only us, it's also Innovatrics. So we have had a lot of discussions of how we can do this. I see Peter is laughing, but it is true. I've seen a lot of players that say they know biometrics, but to have like 20 years in your back and know exactly how to do FFR and FAR and all that stuff, that is magic, and that is R&D doing this, not me. I'm just a sales guy talking a lot, but they are doing all the job, so thanks to them. So what I would like to summarize here is there are no limitations what you can do with this technology. This is just the start. We have like a lot of stuff more that we can do, but this is the use case that we are very proud about, where we could give a customer an end-to-end solution to solve their problem. Okay, now I will let you ask your questions.
Thank you, sir.
You know, as a Greek DNA, it's very typical to take over a show.
It's good. I'm loving the vibe. I was actually thinking that I might be willing to listen to your flow in the car while driving. It sounds like music to my ears, so it's all good. I'm loving it. So tell me about how willing are the people to get their biometrics taken for a check-in into, you know, a hotel-alike establishment.
We had this thinking also. That's why in all our solutions we have a QR code as a backup. So we said, let the data decide. So people that didn't want to give the face, they got a QR code. You show the QR code to the camera and you enter. I can promise you, it took them 1 week to remove that and start using the face, because it's all about seamless activity. I mean, going in, frictionless, and don't have any hassle. Of course, some people were afraid of doing this, but remember, this is a very special construction area, which is, they decide what kind of solution they need to have. It's up to them. The consent is, of course, according to GDPR, but if they don't like it, it's not that this is a public sector, it's a private sector.
You said that you have customers, and now I mean end customers, from all parts of the world. Do you see different adoption rates?
Oh, yes.
Or do you see differences between, based on where people come from?
Each customer, and this is the biggest challenge sometimes, as a sales, you want to deliver everything the customer wants. As an R&D, you want to become a platform provider. And then you have this internal fight. And that is the most beautiful fight ever in development. Because if you only do what sales is doing, OPEX is increasing like hell. Sorry for the language. If you're doing anything according to R&D only in platform, you will never sell anything, because they want to have something special that others are doing. So we have customers in different verticals. The verticals we are working on are the gym chains. The verticals are industrial production lines, or construction like this one, and of course commercial buildings with high security. We don't want to end up giving this product to all the doors. We say that very clear. We say, this is a technology, you should secure the most sensitive doors. It's not about just letting everybody have a camera, because that is a major cost for the customer. So we have attacked verticals where we have seen somehow a penetration with our product.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the industries that you're looking at for the future? Where do you see that the biggest spill-offs are going to be for you guys?
I think we will continue with this. When we started in 19, and I think even Peter can see that, and Robert, we had like 20 verticals we attacked, because it's like fishing. I need to find something where I can get caught. And that is what has happened now. We have like 4 verticals where we have seen business coming back again, upsales, and that is what we're gonna focus on and really penetrate our product. We have seen the major achievement we have done is that we have integrated our solution fully with an access control for the Nordics, which means we do not ever open up a door. Never. It's not our job. We are just identificator. What we do is we will let the system know who it is outside the door, and the access management system will take control to open the door in the right way. And that has been a very nice recipe.
Tell me some of the most important challenges that you were facing when you were implementing this solution.
Privately or work-wise?
Well, wait for the private discussion. Tell me the ones you can say openly.
Work-wise, of course, there are challenges. You know, everybody wants to have very cool technology, but nobody wants to pay. That's a big challenge. And that's where you need to tell them that, yeah, but you have a fixed time fee, and then you have a recurrent. Recurrent, some areas hate it. For example, the public sector in Nordics, they just want one sum to pay, and that's it. A second challenge you have is also according to, okay, why do you need this? Why isn't cards and access card enough? I think that's quite secure. Why should I add this new modality called biometrics? But it's quite easy to actually sell this in, because you just tell them, give me your card, and I will enter the premises. And then they will understand that this is what's happened all the time. The third, of course, is about privacy. People, are they willing, unwilling? And that's why we have chosen verticals which are more, how should I say, totally acceptable to attack this new technology.
I could listen to your flow for another week. I mean, I don't think you even need me here, but we're off the time. So I'm going to take this discussion to the beer and to that private discussions. Thank you so much, Sarandis. It was so much fun to talk to you.
And I hope I gave you some energy as the last talker. That's the most important for me.
Thank you.
you.